Hey there, Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. I'm going to give you a quick update, well, at least we hope it's quick, about the panel saw. I'm sitting here in front of my overhead door, and I've set up my panel saw here so you can kind of see what's going on. And what I want to do is show you how, after about a year and a half, how I've kind of changed some of the things that I've done about it and what I like and dislike about it, and those types of things. First off, I have to tell you, this thing has been wonderful, especially this winter. I've been doing a lot of OSB plywood for my OSB wall and miter saw station. This thing has been awesome. So it's made it so much easier without it really taking up any space in my shop. If you watch my original panel saw, part 1 and part 2, it goes over how I set this thing up. And part 1 goes over a lot of the vertical cutting. And part 2 goes over about the horizontal cutting on the here. So at this point, I have made some changes to it because I've decided that there are some things about it that weren't quite what I liked about it. So I think they're improvements. Let me start by saying that this is mostly going to be about the fact of how I'm cutting vertical cuts. The horizontal cuts, I still use my regular DeWalt track saw and use my 8-foot long track. And easy to set up and easy to cut. Put little spacers in there as I make the cut so that it doesn't drop down and bind the blade as I go out at the other end. And I go over all that in the part 2 of that original panel saw. So first off, let me start off by saying that some of the changes that I've made to this, let me look at my notes. I've made a difference on how, first off, one of the biggest differences I made is in these pieces here, my vertical pieces. Originally, I had a bench dog hole right here that I put a bench dog into the hole, into my board here, and I set these where I wanted them, and they're about 4 inches apart, and that's how I would set this up. But I found that sometimes while using this, I have to take these boards and adjust where they're at on the cut. Real quick review, that if I'm going to cut a board, let's say for example, I'm cutting this board here that's 2 foot wide, and this is where I want to cut it, you got to make sure that both halves are supported so that when I make this cut all the way through, both pieces will still set there. So you want to make sure that the outer piece out over here, well, like this one over here, you have to make sure that it's setting out near the end of the board. Same thing on that end, and then where your cut is, you want these two to be cut within 6 inches of where this cut is. That way, once it becomes 2 pieces, this thing is setting on 2 points to hold this board stable, and this one is setting on 2 points to hold this one stable. So you have to plan your cut, where it's going to be, and set these all up according to that. I go over that in detail in the original panel saw video. So the problem I run across is sometimes I get it set up and I go, that's not where I want to make my cut. I got to change it. So if I have to shift one of these, when it was in the bench dog, especially on a 4-foot sheet here, it was really a pain to pull the bench, lean this back, pull the bench dog out, slide this where I wanted it, and put the bench dog back in the bench dog hole. And so between that and the idea that if I wanted to shift this thing back and forth, these things would tend to tip also, and then I have to go back through and straighten them all out so that they're all exactly vertical again. So one thing I did is I changed how this thing is attached to my mounting board. Also, I've changed my bench dogs. Originally they just were there, and then I tried putting some electric tape on it so it'd only go in so far and wouldn't keep going through and fall through on the back side. But I found that since then, I've actually heated up a piece of 1/2-inch PVC, cut it off, heated it up, and pushed it on here. So I can take these now, and I can adjust this so that when I put it in the hole, where it gets the support, and I push it in, I can adjust how far it goes in so that it sits below my surface, so it doesn't interfere with my cut. If my saw is too close to where this is, and my panel saw is trying to cut down through here, these bench dogs don't get in the way, but they never go all the way into where it's not supporting my board. So the PVC pipe that was a great addition to making these so that they work well. So now, when I want to move it, the other thing I did was this piece here, all of these are now on a different type of setup. So if I take this loose, and I'll show you one of these here real quick, bench dog. So what I did was, instead of using this hole, I actually put a piece of angle iron on here that fits up under the board, and then this one actually will clamp down on it. It'll push against here when I tighten this screw down. So when I put this in here and put it where I want it, lean it out until now it's flat against there. The angle iron's against the bottom of this board to keep this nice and flat and straight up and down. And then when I put this where I want it, I can then take and just snug it down real quick with a couple of turns of the screw here. And that holds it in place now. So that this doesn't move, even if I want to move this piece. So that's a much better way of doing it than using the old bench dogs. That's been a pretty good improvement. This toggle arm here, it's not the greatest design. If you have a better idea how to do this, I'm thinking about doing something spring-loaded maybe. So I'm looking at other designs, but this was just quick. I decided that I had to do something different, and this is working, so I can't complain. And you could do it this way. This way they're adjustable, but yet they stay in place once I'm ready to start using it. And again, this is where my cut is. These are about 6 inches away, so I have full support on both these pieces if I cut it. So that was a great improvement on what I'm doing here, along with the PVC pipe on the dowel, so I can set the depth of it and have it out of the way without it falling all the way through the bench dog hole. Now, also, my saw that I'm using. As you know, up to now, I have used this monster, which weighs about 15-20 pounds. Unless I'm tired and having a bad day, then it weighs more like 50 pounds. And on horizontal cuts, with the track saw, that works okay because it holds it, supports it as I'm pushing it through, and there's no having to hold it. But when I'm doing vertical cuts, that gets a little difficult. So what I have found, that actually, I've gone to my Ryobi P506, and the reason I like the 506 Ryobi with the battery is it has the laser light, so that I have this laser light, so if I want a freehand cut, if I draw the line, this gives me a nice line to help follow, so I can cut a pretty straight line without using anything. But sometimes I have to cut it, I want to get a pretty straight line. And so if I'm going to do that, I actually made this. It's just a T-square with a handle at both ends. So I can set it up on here. It's all 1/4-inch board, 2 feet long. And I have it cut off here and here for the dimension of the saw. So if I want to use my saw, like so, when I put it on here and I put it against there, the outside edge of where that blade is cutting is exactly lined up to the edge of my T-square. And if I'm going to go this way with it, again, it lines up perfectly to the south side edge. So I mark where I want my line. I bring this over in line with it. And no matter which way I do it, these will not get in the way. Even if I turn it this way and I put it up here and use it, I do have a slot cut here and here, so that if I'm cutting this way with it, that lines up to that line. So once I make my mark, I can line this up exactly where I want it. And then, like for example, if I'm going to go up north, go up this way, I line it up to where I want the mark. And then I can just quickly take one clamp and put it on there. And now that will pretty much stay and make it easy to make this cut. If I'm going to cut on this side, then I would just move it over to that side so that this cut then becomes easy to do. Now I do have to hold it against here, but this thing is so light compared to the DeWalt. This thing weighs like 2.2 pounds. And like I said, that thing is a lot heavier. So this is pretty easy. And most of the time, you're only cutting up to a 3/4 inch as a general rule. And this thing is, it's no problem. You can reset this thing to exactly to where it's over 3/4 of an inch on the cut. And one of the improvements I made to it is this arm for the guard. To keep it out of the way, I got a pin that I put in from the backside that sticks out right here. You can barely see it. About a 1/4 of an inch out. That's so that when I pull this back, I can push that up over it and it holds my guard up out of the way. So that now I don't have to worry about fighting the guard while I'm using it. Using this saw is so much easier when I'm doing vertical cuts now than it was with that DeWalt. So this is going to be my go-to saw whenever I'm doing these kind of cuts. Now this is only 2 foot long, so if I'm doing a full sheet, then what I'm doing is I've got something similar to this 4 foot. I don't really like it on the 4 foot, so I am making a track for this to work in specifically so I can do 4 foot cuts. And as soon as I get that built, I'll go over that to show you how I use that in conjunction with this. And that one will hold it so that it doesn't move left or right as I'm making my cut. You'll see it in here shortly. So anyway, this works real well. Much better saw than the other one. So it's easy to adjust and easy to use it in place. And I can make a straight cut either freehand using the laser light or with a simple T-square. So I've gone to that saw, and believe me, it's so much easier using that light saw. If you don't have one, the P506 is the only saw, Ryobi saw, that has the laser light. All the rest of them don't have it. And if you're going to get one, that 506 is the one to get. Also, I have bought some larger battery capacity. All my batteries are 5 amp hour batteries. Much stronger. And with that one, I never run out of power on that saw. So that has turned out to be a very good setup. If I need to make, I can just draw my line with using my T-square and then cut it freehand if I want. So anyway, that's about the saw. So, and as I make improvements, the other thing I'm doing is I'm looking at this. One thing, the amount of sawdust this puts out compared to the DeWalt is nothing. It's hardly any dust. But I do have an idea to make a dust collection, build it up on this, so I can hook it up and collect all the sawdust. When I get that done, I'll show that to you too. I think you'll like that. It'll make a great improvement on that saw for dust collection. So, the other thing I did is this plywood, especially the 4x4 sheets, they're quite heavy. So if I want to lift this thing up and put it in place, I just made this real quick. And it's just a piece of angle iron with a board here, so I have a groove area right in here. And I can take this and put this up under there right in the center, and it will hold, so I can lift this up, and I can use it on 4x8 sheets, hook it and lift it up to get it up on the dowels. You need some kind of lift. I am thinking about getting one of those gorilla grippers or whatever that hook on the top so you can lift it, but I'm not sure if I want to spend the money for that or not, or make my own. So this is getting me by for now, even though it's ugly, doesn't work as good as I'd like it to. It does do the job. So I can lift pieces up now. Pretty straightforward and easy to do. So that's how when I pull a sheet out, I just pull it over here, I put that up under it, and lift my sheet up. So I don't really have to strain myself too much to move a sheet from there to here and put it up in place. I think that's just about everything on this, the way I've got it going, the way it works. Like I said, it works really well. I also can use this not only on the plywood, but even if I had a 2x12 or something 16 inches wide, too wide to use on my miter saw, my chop saw, or my table saw because it's so long, this is perfect for cutting wider boards that are also pretty long. So if you don't have a panel saw, you're probably going to want to do something like this. Find a good spot to have it and make some kind of mounting board so that you can mount these directly on here when you're using it. I had one guy that made something similar to this, and he told me something that I probably should tell you about, and that is that on his, he put it on the side of his lumber rack that he built. And interestingly enough, I have the luxury of this floor, since it's where the garage door is, this floor is flat all the way across. So when I put these on and wherever I put them, they still sit at the same angle. But if your floor is sloped to where, like if I did this sideways and it was sloping left to right, you would have the problem with these all sitting on there properly and having the same angle. So what he did is he made a flip down shelf that these set on top of, and that shelf is level. So if you're on a surface underneath here that is not level on the floor, you'll have to build some kind of tip out shelf for it. And I'm sorry I can't remember who it was that told me that, because that's been quite a while ago. But whoever it was, I thank him, because that was something I hadn't thought about. I just took the granite, mine was flat, and it made it easy. So keep that in mind if you're not going to be flat across the bottom. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same as I do. I usually use these clamps to help hold things in place. Whether it's my track saw guide or anything, those are all I really use. So it's been real easy to cut. I'm very happy with this. Now I will tell you that if you have any questions about this or any comments or any other suggestions about how to do it something better, leave them in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. But otherwise, if you ever make your own and you want to discuss it, leave me a comment somewhere. I'm always in the shop pretty much every day, and I'll get back to you pretty quick usually. So just give me a holler and we'll see if I can help you figure it out. So I want to thank you for stopping by. If you learned something here, or if you like this video, hit that like button. It helps me know I'm doing the right thing. I hope this update has been helpful. Most importantly, please come back again, because I'm nowhere near done. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.